Hi, welcome again. Let us see the solution for the practice part 1 on data structures. Here the first exercise is create a series objects using NumPy's linear space and random functions. Let us import the pandas and NumPy. Here the linear space method will create a number of values between the start and stop values. By default, it creates a 50 values between the start and stop along the row axis. Let us create an array of elements between the start and stop values, that is between the 1 and 10, by keeping the parameters to their default levels. Here is the array of elements between 1 to 10, but I have read only the first 10 values. Let us use these array of elements to create a pandas series inside the series constructor. We got a series of type float. Let us change the third parameter, that is number, to a 5 instead of 50 and create an array of elements. Let us pass these samples to the pandas series constructor to create a series. In order to construct a series from the random values, we can use NumPy's random function. Here, the NumPy's random.rand creates a random values in a given shape. If we pass only the single value, it creates an array of elements with the shape one dimension. Let us pass the single value to a random.rand function. We got an array of elements with the shape one dimension. Let us pass these array of elements to the pandas series constructor to create a series. Here we got the series of type float. Let us move on to the next question, that is create a series using a list of elements. Here I have some list of elements from 1 to 10. Let us pass these list of elements inside the series constructor to create a pandas series. We got a series of elements of type integer. Let us move on to the third exercise, that is for the data given below, get the index and values after forming a series object. Here is the data, that is India, New Delhi, Japan, Tokyo, UK, London. Let us extract this data and pass this data, that is a dictionary of data, to the series constructor to create a pandas series. Here you can see the series object as an explicitly defined index labels, that is India, Japan and UK, and the values are New Delhi, Tokyo, London. Let us extract the explicitly defined index labels using the index attribute and the values with the values attribute. Let us move on to the fourth exercise, that is create a series using a range of 10 values and specify the index explicitly. Use capital alphabets to index explicitly. Here we can use the NumPy's a range method to create a range of 10 values. So here I am using a range method and passing the integer value 10 to the array inside and creating an array of elements. Let us create an explicitly defined index labels with the capital letters from A to J. After creating a list of index labels, let us pass the array of elements, that is values, and the explicitly defined index values inside the pandas series constructor to construct a series object. Here we got the series with the explicitly defined index labels from A to J and the array of elements from 0 to 9. Let us move on to the fifth exercise. For the exercise 4, find the shape and size of the series created. Here the series consists of explicitly defined labels from A to J and the size of the series is from 0 to 9, that is 10. We can get the size and shape of the series using the shape attribute and the size attribute respectively. Let us use the shape attribute first. We got the one-dimensional shape, that is 10, that is 10 rows, and the size attribute to get the number of values in a series. Here we have 10 values. Let us move on to the sixth exercise, that is slice the values of series created for exercise 4, that is slice from 4th index up to the end with the step size 3. Slice the entire series in reverse order. Slice the entire series with the step size 2. Here we know that if we use the single colon with the left integer value, it will slice the entire elements from that integer up to the end of the series elements. If we use the colon with the right integer value, it will slice from the 0 up to that integer value. So if we use double colon with the left integer and the right integer, it will slice from the right integer with the step size as the right integer. Here we need to slice from the 4th index up to the end with the step size 3. So let us use the left integer value as 4 and the right integer value as 3 within the square bracket and with the double colon. In order to slice the values in the reverse order, we can use -1 after the step index notation, that is double colon. Here we got the series with the reverse order. Let us slice the values from 0 up to the end with the step size 2. So here I am passing no value at the left side and the integer value 2 on the right side with the double colon inside the square bracket. Let us move on to the seventh exercise, that is convert the series object values created for exercise 4 back into the list of values. Let us check the type of the series before converting it to a list. Here the series is of class pandas series. We can convert these pandas series values into a list of values using the toList method. Let us use the toList method on the series. Let us check the type of the values converted using the type method. Here we got the type class list. Let us move on to the 8th exercise, that is, for the data given below, construct a series and add the data 500, 600 and 700, that means a list of values, to the existing series. Here is the data. Let us extract this data and create a series. Now let us extract the data to add and create a series. After creating a two series objects, we can combine these two series objects using the append method. The append method will append the new series to the existing series. So let us append the second series with the first series. So now we have successfully added the values 500, 600 and 700 to the existing series. Let us move on to the 9th exercise. That is, for the series created in exercise 8, get the subset of series for the condition given below. The condition is values greater than or equal to 100. So let us display the series first. But if you look at the series, it is of type object. So before using the integer conditional statement, let us convert this series into a numeric type using to_numeric method. That is pd dot to_numeric, and inside the parentheses pass the series. So now you can see that the type of the series is of type integer. Now let us use the condition, that is the series and then the conditional symbols greater than or equal to 100. Let us keep this conditional statement inside the parenthesis, that is open and closed parenthesis, and pass this condition onto the series and create a new series with this condition. We got the new series with the values greater than or equal to 100. Let us move on to the 10th exercise, that is, for the data given below, construct a pandas data frame object. Use labels data to set the index of the data frame. After creating the data frame, display the summary of the basic information. Here is the data and here is the labels data. Let us extract this data here and then pass the data and then labels to the index parameter to set as an index of the data frame object explicitly. Here you can see that the data frame consists of the explicitly defined row index labels. Let us use the impo method on this data frame to get the basic information about the data frame object. The basic information says that it has total 10 entries, that is 10 rows from A to Z, and the column score is is of type float with the two missing values, and the column attempts is of type integer, and the column qualifier is of type object, and the column name is also of type object. The data types displays it has one column of type float and one column of type integer and two columns of type objects, and also the memory usage, that is 400 plus bytes. Let us move on to the 11th exercise. Find the names of the people who have scored greater than 12 in exercise 10. Separate the people with the score and without any score for the exercise 10. Since we have used the explicitly defined index labels to create the pandas data frame object in the exercise 10, so here we need to use the log indexer to filter the data frame object. So let us create a condition with greater than 12, that is on the column score. Let us pass this condition onto the data frame with the log indexer. Here we got the new data frame with the score column greater than the values 12. In order to separate the names with and without any score, we can use the not null and is null methods on the column score. So let us use the not null method on the score and create the condition. Let us pass this condition onto the data frame object. Here we got the data frame with all the non-null values on the column score. Let us use the isNull method on the column score and create the condition. Let us pass this condition onto the data frame. Here we got the data frame with the null values on the column score. Let us move on to the 12th exercise, that is, find the participants who qualify the test and who didn't qualify the test in exercise 10. Let us display the data frame once again. Here we can see that the qualify, the column has yes and no data elements with lowercase letters. So let us use the column qualify with the condition equal to yes. So let us create the condition with the yes statement inside the parenthesis. Let us pass this condition onto the data frame object with the log indexer. We got the data frame only with the yes statements on the column qualify. Let us use the another condition with the no statement on the column qualify. Here we got the data frame with the no statement with the column qualify. Let us move on to the 13th exercise, that is, for the exercise 10, separate the columns without score and form a separate data frame. Here we can use two methods. Either we can drop the column score or we can extract the list of column labels except the score column. Here I am using the second method, that is extracting the list of columns except the column score and then passing these lists onto the data frame object. Here we got the data frame without the column score. Let us move on to the 14th exercise. For the exercise 10, find the number of participants with the first attempt. Let us extract the column attempts first. Here, the column consists of the first, second and third attempts. Let us use the value underscore counts method on this extracted column. Here we can see that we have 4 participants with the attempts 1, 3 participants with the attempts 2 and 3 participants with the attempt 2. We can also get the number of participants whose attempt is first using the logical condition, that is, set the condition on the column attempts which is equal to 1 and use this condition onto the data frame object using the log indexer. So once again we got the number of participants as 4 with the attempts 1. Let us move on to the last question. For the exercise 10, separate the column score and find the top score. Let us extract the column score first. We can use max attribute on this extracted column or series to get the maximum score. Here we got the maximum score, that is 30.